everyone. So you are going to be completing an activity that has to do with formal versus informal writing on your Canvas page for this week. So for those of you who are at home and you're working on your own, I just wanted to review some examples of formal versus informal words that's going to help you in terms of completing your formal versus informal writing activity. So these are just some examples of how a word, or you can change a word from being formal to informal with still meaning the same thing. So a lot of times formal writing is what you do for academics, and then informal writing is usually what you do when you're texting people or you're having a casual conversation with someone. So that first example there is implement, that's the formal word, and then the informal word for implement would be tool. So the second one, your informal word is wrong, so your formal word could be incorrect. The third one, inexpensive, is your formal word, and your inexpensive is your formal word, and then cheap could be your informal word. Those are the types of differences just between formal and informal. So if you could pause this video and take a few minutes to just think of some different formal and informal words for the blank spaces on this sheet, that'll be really helpful for you completing the formal versus informal writing activity. So go ahead, take a moment, pause this video, see what other words you can come up with in terms of formal and informal, and then come back to this video and I'll go ahead and explain the formal versus informal writing activity on your Canvas page. So hopefully you paused the video and went over some different formal versus informal words that have the same meanings. So once you do that, on your Canvas page for our week 24 module, down at the bottom here, you'll see hybrid A/core, formal versus informal writing practice. If you are a hybrid B student, we will be doing this in class, I hope on either Wednesday or Thursday. But again, if you're a hybrid A or a core student, you will need to do this at home on your own time. So you'll click on this assignment, and then the directions up there just explain who needs to complete this assignment because the other half of you will be doing it in class with me. But then when you're completing it at home, you'll click there, make a copy, and then here are the directions. So it says, for each of the following briefs, you must write one informal version and one formal version. So think on the practice that you just did in comparing different informal and formal words. Then, once written, go back and underline the key words that you have, which you use to create that formal or informal tone. So again, formal is academic writing. If you're writing a letter to your boss or a letter to your teacher, or you're doing any formal essays in our English class, that would all be formal writing. Informal, again, would be more so like a letter to a friend, text messages, casual conversation. That is your informal writing practice. So this first prompt there says you need to write at least 3 sentences from a letter to the editor about making public transport free. So you're going to write 3 formal sentences and then underline the words that you think make it a formal piece, and then 3 informal sentences and underline the words that you think make it an informal piece. I would definitely utilize the practice that you just did in terms of picking out different words, but also feel free to use a thesaurus for this, because the thesaurus is going to be really helpful in picking words that have a similar connotation, but one word might sound a lot more formal than a different word. So you have 3 of these prompts, I believe. Yep, you have 3. So, and each prompt is listed in the blue section, and then you should be writing a few sentences for each formal and informal piece. And then once you complete that, you just go ahead and submit it on Canvas. I am grading this on completion and not on correctness, just because I want you guys to get the hang of the practice first before I grade something on correctness. If you do have any questions about this, just feel free to email me or message me through Canvas, and I'll be happy to help. So thanks for watching, guys.